Hi there, everybody. This is Scartop, and if you're playing in International 16, also known as Slippery Slope, today I wanted to go ahead and go over some production city creation or focus. Um, a lot of what I've seen in my travels have been uh, people want to go ahead and go for a particular resource, but may not understand fully why specialization is a stronger way to go when it comes to their production. So I want to go ahead and start off. So really, what is a production city? A production city is one that's producing one or more resources, um, as opposed to doing something like science or military or overall rather than just a population farm. So I have here my city. You'll see as City 4, and this is a jewel city, as well as it has some fish as well, but mainly the primary production here is going to be jewels. And one of the key things is to making a successful production city is gathering a particular resource. So you'll see here on my map, I've gone ahead and captured the pearl in the water. So this is a water based resource. So it actually benefits quite a bit from the fishing area here. And if you would look at the area improvement, you will see that it gains 5% on the level 1. And then if we go up to level 3, it'll have up to 12%. So a really great resource here. So saying uh, identifying the research, the resource, and then subsequently building your AIs around that resource. So, really critical here. The one thing you'll see here is the culture. Culture is one of those big things that I love to go ahead and throw in uh, because it boosts your population. The more population you have, the more total people you have, the more people can be doing that production. Um, I did just go over that AI in particular. Another AI that is good. So let's just say, for example, another good production resource, especially early game, would be the forest. Forest resources are really good for production because everybody you're going to need wood throughout the entire game, and it is actually even better if you can capture a wood here for this example. Um, And if you have mountains, or I'm sorry, hills surrounding you, you could go ahead and create mines on them. Another thing you could produce is if you are next to water, you could produce the hydrotechnical. All of these things are going to help build your production. And the hydrotechnicals are even better because that is like one of the few things you could put two area improvements on here. So for example, you can see it has the hydrotechnical and a reservation. So that not only is it boosting your production, it is boosting your culture as well. So double dipping. So getting back to my city, planning your AIs is a critical part of this, as well as capturing the resource. If one push comes to shove, I would say gathering the resource itself is way more important than the AIs. However, if you could find that sweet spot between the two, uh, I would certainly encourage it because you will be producing even more um, of that resource. All right. So uh, one of the things I like to call out when it comes to building a production city, uh, usually is I'm starting with my depots, my supply, uh, I'm sorry, my storage buildings, and this is something just starting it right off the bat. If you have the capacity, you are well set up, you can go ahead and produce your workers early and start developing those AIs and the capturing the resource before you even build any of your production buildings. Early in the game, that may not be possible if you're talking about City 2 or City 3, but once you're past that, City 4 and City 5, you should be able to be self sufficient. That you can drop a depot and really go for workers first. Um, so after you go ahead and build your depot or storage, you can. The next thing I would say is start up with your population building. So right now you can see here I have a water intake, a huge building for us here because it produces a large amount of population growth. And once you go ahead and have this set up, I mean, you don't have to have a large uptake of population. Once you have your full population full, until you need to upgrade your AIs, you really won't need the population much after that. So, getting away with a single or two buildings it works well. Um, the one thing you will see here, I have three fishing harbors. Uh, you may not necessarily need three right off the bat. I would say start with two, and if you start getting a little bit stagnant, if you have the ability to put a third in there, great. If you could get away with two and just keep leveling them up, I think it'll work just the same. The big thing is that you're keeping your population at a level where there are none unemployed, and you are maximizing that potential. Another thing is, so once you start producing, and for example here, we're producing 12,000 uh, joules per hour. That's going to be a lot if you're going to keep your stores. And you can see here, I'm struggling to keep them out of my building as well here, and still producing 1,500 an hour, even with a bunch of different supply streams. But yeah, building up markets is going to be huge for your production city because you need to move this product, and it may not necessarily be nearby that you can ship this stuff to. So really want to make sure that you have enough merchants to push this product out, because if it's sitting in your storehouse like it is for me right now, that's all waste. So we'll after this video we'll go ahead and start moving a lot of this out so I can free up space and generate some extra income. Another so besides the marketplaces, you also want to have your culture buildings. So this is museum, your theaters, uh, and if you want, you could have a temple. The obelisk temple, monastery, cathedral. Oh, we have the cathedral right here. So just generating your to maximize the amount of workers you'll be able to have. And if you find yourself in a position where you have too many people still and you just can't upgrade, another great thing is the forge, and this turns into the factory, and that will go ahead and get a lot more of your unemployed citizens into the workplace, and then further boosting. And then lastly, here, if you're not actually mining something like iron or the granite, you could go ahead and utilize a monument. This will again increase your culture, give you more workers, and then subsequently, again, churning out more profit. A big thing here is so the sole purpose of this is not only to uh, utilize the resource within your cities. I mean, the big thing is actually getting it out to the remaining population in your country. So this is really you are able to provide the marketplace where you'll set up your country rate. You can start up those supplies. It really boosts all of the culture within your country. So watching your teammates' cities grow bigger and bigger, and that will have great returns back to you as you'll exchange resources. You'll just because we're producing joules here. I mean, we're not producing wood. I mean, we're getting wood from our supply streams. We're getting food from supply streams, and that's going to take money. So you by selling your streams to your country, you'll be using that money again and buying streams from theirs, so that you can continue to help grow your city. Um, so that is more or less a production city in a nutshell here. If you have any questions, please go ahead and leave them in the comments below. If you like what you're seeing here, please drop a subscribe. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.